Yeah.
Is it on?
We're off.
Oh,
we're at the races.
Will you be cropping this first bit out?
No, I'm keeping it in.
Oh yeah?
No, I'm
I
not.
was going to say, fuck me.
No, well...
What should I do? Do you want me to give you these after? Or do you want to open these on the phone?
Whenever you want to do it.
It's up to you. You let me know. It's your podcast. What should I do? Take this out of the screen or what? Or put it in?
Doesn't matter. Just bring it in a minute.
Bring it in a minute?
Yeah, it's fine.
Wait, as a little... Right, when I'm talking, should I talk directly to camera?
Yeah, and I'm going to keep referring to her every so often because I've got some questions, but you don't need to know. All right, okay.
Huh.
All right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, wait. Okay.
All right, people. Right, today we have with us Natasha Tosini.
Hello.
Natasha, tell us your story. Obviously, we know each other.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell people your story?
Okay, what about?
As in... Do you know what? I just presumed we were going to go straight into acting, actually. All right.
Okay, right. Tell us a story about acting, shall I?
All right. Yeah, you tell us how did you get into where you are today, so to speak? Like,
so
why is it, for example, you live in Nottingham? What made you? Is that where you always lived?
I don't know. My mum chose that.
All right. Okay. So I'll tell you what. You say a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
Go on, whatever you want.
So I'll start with how I got into acting then, shall I?
Okay.
So basically, I did like drama at school for a few years, and I enjoyed it. But it was kind of like the drama that I did at school wasn't what acting's really like at all. So when I was doing it, they'd do things like, can you pretend to be a 50-year-old woman walking down the street and stuff? You know what I mean? And it just wasn't realistic, and it wasn't fun. And also it was always like stupid things what felt embarrassing to do in front of the group. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I didn't really enjoy it. I'm pretty sure I got like a C or something in drama. And I was actually going to go into college and do it in college, but then my mum got unwell and she had cancer. She's fine now, obviously, but I was like her carer or whatever. I was literally her carer. So I couldn't go to college. I couldn't like go out and do anything. Couldn't see my friends and stuff. And then she recovered. Thank God. Yeah. That's good stuff. And I wanted to go straight to university then to do like acting, because all my friends that had done acting and stuff had gone through college already and then gone like, oh, I'm going to apply to uni and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just catch up. And they were like, you can't do that. You need to go to college. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing it then. Because I don't want, I was like years behind. I was like, no way am I going to go to college when everyone's done college already and everyone's going to uni now. So I was like, I'm going to just not do it then. I did normal jobs. Like I was a waitress. I did like bar management and stuff like that. I did a bit of like, I worked in asbestos removal.
So loads of little jobs,
yeah, I did some weird stuff. And then, so I had a boyfriend that I was with for quite a while. The relationship wasn't great. It was bad on both sides, I guess. You could say that. I'll take some of the blame. And then, because it was so bad and he had like cheated and stuff, I didn't go out with any of my friends. I didn't want to like go and see anyone. I would never have like gone abroad or something, because if I'd left the city, he'd have cheated. So I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. Couldn't see my friends. And then when we broke up, I literally had nothing. Like I had no friends. I had literally nothing. And then, hang on a minute, I've forgotten. Yeah, so back to the story. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I was like, oh, I want to do something where I can make friends for the entirety of my life, basically.
I've got to stop that for now. Go on.
Yeah, so I was like, we broke up and stuff, had no friends, and I was like, I want to do something that's going to mean that I can make friends for life, like not just friends whilst you're working, like friends that you can be with and be friends with forever. And my mum said to me, why don't you do a bit of acting, because they seem to like make friends forever. And I was like, all right then. So then I was like, well, I'll do it then. And I just Googled, how do I become an actor?
Yeah.
And Star Now come up. Yeah. So I went on there, applied for a few like music videos, because I was like, well, I'm not going to get anywhere if I applied for like a movie or whatever straight away. And my Instagram was quite big anyway because I've done like FHM and stuff. So then I applied for music videos, and obviously because I had a big Instagram, they'd be like, yeah, we'll put her in it because she's going to promote it. So I started doing that, and then I applied for Winnie and they gave it me. That was how.
So you applied for Winnie, what on? Star Now? It
was like backstage or Star. It might have been Mandy, actually. I don't know. Something. But they asked me to do self-tape and I taped and they gave it me.
So that's interesting for 2 reasons. So first of all, you did do drama when you were younger. Yeah. But the most important potential takeaway there, I think, is you already had a following, didn't you?
Yeah.
On social media.
Yeah.
Which probably would you say
I would say that definitely helped me.
Helped you.
Definitely, yeah.
But didn't they ask you for like your show reel or anything like that? No.
Yeah, they said to me, so for Winnie, they said to me like, have you got a show reel or any headshots? And I didn't, so I just sent photos of myself. Just sent random photos of myself,
You took a risk.
And they were like, can you send us a self-tape?
Right, yeah.
And I was like, okay. Didn't know what it was. Didn't have a ring light. Didn't have nothing. Just propped my phone up and then did it. And they were like, oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Can we
do you know what?
This
is like massively, this thing is like that important, I think, because I've not been acting that long. I've only been doing it for about 4 years. And in that time, I've met loads of really good people that have never done anything, you know, and it is dead hard, you know, to get a break in acting. But that example right there, because, okay, they probably were not expecting the movie to blow up because the movie that Natasha did went really big, didn't it?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, you got in the film just by making a couple of choices. Like,
it's crazy.
That easy. Yeah.
Crazy.
That easy. So anyway, we know each other, don't we?
We do.
From acting. We met on an acting set.
We did.
And
that was fun.
Yeah.
That was good, that.
It was an interesting way to meet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We had to chat each other up, didn't we?
That was our first ever scene together, wasn't it? Where they just had improvised, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then I sat on your knee, I think, and you were like, I like bikini. Yeah. I was like, thanks. And I think that was it. That was our first ever scene together.
They liked it. They put it in the film.
They put it, and there was a scene where we were like laughing.
Yeah.
But we didn't. I don't think we were laughing for anything. We were laughing at each other, I think.
Yeah, just pissing around.
Yeah. And they put that in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you never know. But so we met on a film, and then after that, we eventually did another one together, didn't we?
Yeah. What was the second one we did?
Snake, was it? Snake
was the second one Snake?
Was it? Why did we do another one?
I thought we did.
Maybe we did.
I feel like we did. Surely we did. Because there's no way we've seen each other again on Snake after all that time, was it?
It wasn't long. Yeah, it's a while, wasn't it?
Wow.
Anyway, so our paths crossed ultimately from there.
Yeah.
And all right. Let's see what else we can go into. Okay. Is there anything you wish you knew about acting before you got into acting as a career?
Yeah. I wish I knew it was really essential. This sounds so stupid, but I wish I knew it was really essential to read the script. Because, up until Cinderella's Curse, so I filmed a film called Cinderella's Curse recently, literally a few months ago. And before that, all the films I've done, I've only read the script like once or twice and gone, yeah, I think I'll manage.
What, just your parts or the whole thing?
I've never read the full thing, except for Cinderella's Curse, never.
That's interesting.
I just read what I do is, because we get it on like a PDF, you get it on like a PDF, right? And what I do is, I search with a little search button, I type my character name in, and I just read my lines, and then I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. Like, I went into Snake not knowing what the hell was going to go on.
You had a big part in Snake.
Yeah, I was one of the leads. And I walked into the room on the first scene, and I was like, I was jumping every 5 seconds because there was loads of shouting going off. And I'm going, that scene where you and that guy are holding the guns or whatever. Yeah. That's the first scene we filmed on Snake, wasn't it? Or was the first scene I was there for?
That was the first day, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going to go off. And then he shouted, and then the robot down there shouted, and I'm sat at the table jumping, like, because I'm thinking,
did you not have any lines? You had a
no, not in that scene. I didn't. I only had quiet lines. I had to whisper to Keller.
In that scene, didn't you?
Yeah, but they filmed that separately. After, yeah. So
hold on a minute. So when you're on the set, if you've not really read the script, are you like concerned that you don't know what's going to happen next?
Yes. Yeah, because I don't ever read the full script because I want to be surprised by it. But what I was also doing was my scenes I'd read like 3 times and be like, yeah, I'll be all right.
Because
I wouldn't know them.
As an actor, I've got to choose my words carefully here. When someone talks to you on screen, it's like you've heard the word for the first ever time.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you just said that.
Yeah.
But
I like to be surprised by what happens. I like someone to go, she's dead, and me go, what? Really? Yeah. You serious? You know what I mean? And be genuinely serious. Like, how did that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't advise that though.
Probably not.
No. I think you should read the script, read the entire thing.
The first few films I did, I went OTT. Like OTT. I must have read the script so many times, looked for clues in the script of what my character could be like. Honestly, I've got them on here. I've got PDFs of massive pages. I used to go to the site of a book about that. Ridiculous. Just on my character and all these different, everything laid out perfectly, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do that anymore. No,
I've changed the way. Do you know what the problem is with me when I do that? I did that for a different film. I really was like, okay, I'm actually going to go so in depth with this. And I went really in depth with it. And then on the days that we're actually filming, there was like scenes that they'd changed loads of lines for. And it really messed with me because I was like,
that's another reason
I knew the script. Yeah. And then they changed the lines and I was like, now I don't know the scene anymore. I need to go and rehearse the whole scene again.
Almost certainly happens in the films I've done. What Natasha just said, where you turn up on set and so at least might not be your characters, but someone's character's changed or something's changed.
So much changed in the scene.
Yeah. So that's another reason why you just got to be ready, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%. Don't go too crazy with it, but also don't like under prepare.
Yeah. What, if any, resources have helped you along the way?
With acting?
Yeah.
What resources?
Books or...
So yeah, I read the Ivana Chubbuck, The Book of Acting.
The Power of Acting.
The Power of Acting, the Book of Acting. The Power of Acting.
The Power of the Actor.
Power of the Actor. It's a very good book, yeah. Because that helped me. The most important thing for me that I took from that was the internal monologue thing. Where like your character, like, so I'll know my lines now. When I read lines, I'll know them so well that when someone's talking to me, in my head, I'll actually be doing things. It's like so crazy in my head. Like, say if you said to me, your mum's passed away, and my next line is, oh my God. In my head, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Mum's died. What am I going to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, as if I'm really there, and it like really gets you there.
That's good.
I think that's a good tip from that book.
It's probably the best acting book
ever to be written, I think. Yeah.
I've read
ever to be written. It's the dawn of time.
It's good.
It is. It's a very good book.
Can
you cry on command?
I can definitely do it on my own.
Can you?
Yeah, I can definitely do it on that. But on a set, it's a different ballgame, isn't it?
Really?
Although I've never been asked to cry in a movie.
Really?
Not yet.
When you do like death scenes and that, what do you do?
Well, it depends how I die.
Yeah, it does. It really does depend on how you die.
If it was a death where you're frightened before you get killed, you have to think about, well, it's like substitution almost, you know, in the Power of the Actor book. You'd have to think about what things terrify you if you're going to die, like what things did you not achieve. That works for me.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
That's what makes you cry?
It's frightened. Like if you're petrified or something, like if a ghost is chasing you with a knife or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like something
ridiculous.
You
have to think of things that would really scare the hell out of you.
But it's scary. But you can. I don't know. It's a bit different for girls. Girls can scream and scream and scream. Can't you? You can just scream on command.
You can just scream on command. Again.
So you can probably get terrified, but for a guy, maybe it's a bit different. I don't know.
I think it's harder for guys to do like being scared scenes because women just go but men can't go I know. Can they? So men have to be like scared in the face, whereas women can just scream and like that does the job, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, depends. What would you say your greatest death is?
My favourite death that I've ever done?
Yeah.
One that I can't say.
Yeah. There's another movie we've done. So we have done another movie.
Wait, don't say the name of it because then they're going to know what it is.
I can't say the name of it.
I said.
No, but there's loads of press on it.
I know, yeah, but.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, sure, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Say no more. Say no more.
SNM.
We can't give any spoilers out.
Yeah, we can't.
We've done another film recently.
We have. Oh, yeah, we have done another film recently. Yeah. Cinderella's Curse.
No, there was another one.
Have we? Winnie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we've done 2 films within the last month together. But you can't get enough of me, can you? Bloody hell. We have, yeah. Winnie, that was good.
Something a bit different.
Winnie the Pooh #2, guys. What's your thoughts on it? Go on.
Well, from what I've seen, it looks really impressive.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Really good.
Yeah. It looks like a step up from what the producers were doing prior. Really, really good. I bet they're well proud
stuff,
of it.
Yeah. 100%.
Although to be fair, I was only in that film briefly, but it was a good laugh, wasn't it? We had a good fun.
It was, yeah. It was fun, and like, there's so many people that I knew that was in it.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I'm just mindful of what to say about that.
Oh yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Brand new, isn't it?
I think the characters are amazing, and the way the characters are, like the difference between Owl and Piglet and Tigger and Pooh, like they're completely different.
Although to be fair, I've not seen any of this. I've not been on set.
Have you seen it? No, I've not seen it. I've just heard.
Oh, you've heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard it from people. Like the characters, the way they handle themselves, and the things they do, and the ways they act. It's crazy. They're so different. Like it's not like just your normal movie. Like honestly, I am super excited to watch it myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited to watch it.
I'm a bit upset because I could have been on set for another day and had some good footage. And I went home because I was meeting a surveyor to survey one of my houses. And I got there and it was a waste of time. I missed him by like 5 minutes.
Did you?
So I came off set and then I've missed. We could have had a laugh.
We could have had another day.
Yeah. So I'm interested.
Too late now, you've done it.
Anyway, it's done.
But honestly, when we get off this, I'll tell you what I was just on about there as well.
Oh, really?
But honestly, I can't wait. I'd pay good money to watch that film now.
Would you?
Yeah. Because I'm really excited. Like, that's my most excited film for the past few years that I've been excited to watch.
I hope they do reshoots because then I'm going.
Yeah, if they do reshoots, you can just go for that. Yeah.
Anyway, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Do you know what I was going to ask you about?
What?
Because you touched on it before. Before you got, how did you get spotted for modelling? Is that what happened, or how did that happen? How did you get like loads of social media followers before going into movies?
Do you know what? This is crazy. This is a really weird story, actually.
Go on.
There we go. Right.
So.
Fuck's sake, right. So basically, when I was younger, like quite young, like maybe like 14 to 17, I was smoking green stuff, if you know what I mean. I won't touch too much on that for the young followers at home. But I was doing naughty things, what I regret. But because I was doing that all the time, I was really hilarious. So I started posting it on Snapchat, right? This is a true story. It's dead weird. I was posting myself just doing random stuff all day on Snapchat. Like I'd just be sat here going, yeah, I'm doing a podcast now, look, but I'd be high. It must have been like 30 minutes of footage on my story on Snapchat every day, just me doing stuff when I was high. And I must have gained about 100k people on Snapchat, just because they used to watch me being funny. And then a lot of them went over to my Instagram, and I had like 60k on Instagram, and then my Instagram got deleted, and my Snapchat got deleted, and I was like, great, life's over, I want to die. And then I started them again, started my Snapchat, and I was like saying to people, can you please like shout me out or whatever? It's bad, innit? What a sad life. As I said to someone, shout me out, please. Look at my life's over. And then did the same thing on Instagram, and they slowly, I think because people was like, oh, she's back. Slowly they came back, and I must have had like 30k on Insta or something, just from doing that sort of thing. And then I did FHM, which took me to like 50k. And that's when Winnie came out. And Winnie took me from 50 to 90.
Okay. What how did you do FHM? Did they contact you, or you contact them, or what? How does that work?
So that's a crazy story as well. So basically, somebody that I knew from OnlyFans, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, say whatever you want.
Well, there you go, OnlyFans. So yeah, someone I knew from OnlyFans, she had done FHM, and I was like, oh, and I messaged like, oh my god, you look amazing. She was like, they look for people or something. I was like, oh yeah, and I didn't think anything of it, but I had a boyfriend at the time, which I don't anymore. And he, do you know who it is?
Oh yeah,
Him.
is that not long ago then?
No, FHM was recent. It was 2022.
Right, okay.
FHM was. But I didn't do acting at that point, I don't think.
Mm.
I think I did FHM a few months before I started acting, and then it got released later. I think it got released April 2022. Anyway, I had a boyfriend at the time, which I don't anymore, like I said. And he said to me, like, when I first met you, he said something along the lines of, when I first met you, I genuinely thought you was an FHM model. And I was like, I don't know what FHM is. Because I'd seen my friend on it, but I was like, I don't know what this is. I was just magazine, you know what I mean? And he was like, For Him magazine. I was like, I don't know what that is. And he was like, it's this massive magazine. It's been big since ages ago. And it's like really sexy women on it. And I was like, oh yeah? No, of course I'm not on there. And then when my friend messaged me again about something else, I seen in the chat that I'd messaged her. And that's when I was like, oh my God, that's FHM. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I messaged her, like, let them know, like, if they want somebody, I'm willing to do an interview with them. And she was like, okay, I'll let them know. And then the guy who did her cover emailed me. I did my cover, and that was it, really. Oh. So that was weird as well. So yeah, I didn't get specifically chosen for it, but my friend thought I'd be a good fit, and then they accepted me.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Basically, yeah.
Why did your accounts get deleted? Just out of interest.
Because I was posting explicit things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because this is when I first started doing OnlyFans. So I was like, right, milking it.
Yeah.
I was like now I'll do OnlyFans and I'll just post a photo of myself like this. And I'd be like, click the link, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but back then I was like, I was naked and I'd just be stood like this.
Oh, yeah.
And literally with no clothes on, just stood like this, you know, so you can't see anything. Yeah. And then I'd post like a screenshot of me in the shower. You know what I mean? Like I was posting really crazy stuff. I don't know how I got away with it for ages. But then I actually fell out with a girl who, because I was pregnant at this point as well, and I was doing OnlyFans when I was pregnant. And she wasn't my friend, but she claimed that she was my friend. And she was like, how can you do OnlyFans when you're pregnant? It's disgusting. I'm going to get your accounts deleted. And literally a week after she said that, they was gone. So I think she must have obviously reported it. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, but I lost loads of money from that. Because obviously imagine I had like 60K on there.
Yeah.
And they were like all subscribing and stuff. And obviously on Snapchat as well, 100K on there.
But yeah, minging.
I know, crazy, horrible girl.
Oh well. Well, you're doing all right.
Yeah,
now,
exactly. I'm doing something. And do you know what's actually so funny? She messaged me about a year later saying, hey, I know we left things on bad terms, but I'm starting an OnlyFans. Would you be able to give me a shout out? And I put,
no way, you're joking.
I swear to God, I've still got the message, and I put, no, absolutely not. No. And then I was like, you can pay me £300 for a shout out if you like. And she was like, I haven't got that. I was like, okay, then no.
Yeah.
And then since then, I've just completely ignored her. I'm pretty sure I blocked her, like, went through my messages and blocked her the other day. But this obviously happened a while. This happened like years ago now. So like at least 4 years ago now. I was pregnant.
Okay.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
That's her gone, innit? Lucky stuff.
Right. So let's roll the clock back a little bit. So you go on the Winnie the Pooh movie. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh #1. When you were on the set, did you think, fucking hell, this is amazing. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or how did you feel about it? Because obviously everyone was brand new to you. You didn't know anyone, did you? That was the first movie I'd ever done. And it was terrifying. Was it? Yeah, proper. Because I didn't know, like everyone was on that set and everyone knew each other. Because obviously there was like Danny, Daniel Ronald, she was on there, Daniel Scott, Amber. Yeah. Who else even was there? There was loads of people there and all the cast and the crew all knew each other. You know what I mean? I think Maria was new, but she'd been on set for more days because obviously she was the lead. Yeah. So she'd been on set for more days than me. So when I turned up, everyone was all in big groups. Yeah. And like all the actors, normally, so the way it works with acting is normally the actors were the actors and the crew were with the crew. And I turned up on set and all the actors were like all chatting away in that. And I was just like trying to like fit in and no one was having it. So I was like, okay. And then we were all traveling somewhere and all the actors got in the car and drove off. And I was just like,
So then I had to go with a crow in the car. Yeah, it was the first ever ride. Yeah, I did. I really did. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was terrified. Who was in the car with me? I think Alex Coles, Carl. No, not Carl. Alex. You know Alex Coles, who does the fog machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
He was in the car.
You had Vince doing that film though, didn't he?
Vince was doing that, yeah, but obviously I didn't know Vince at the time.
Yeah.
And when Vince is on, Vince is so professional. He's amazing. I love him. But when he's on set, he's so professional that he's in it.
Yeah.
So like, he was probably very scary at that point to me, because that's the only time I've seen him. I'd only ever seen him working. Don't forget. So
of course,
I probably was like, oh my god. I was really scared, and then like it was really hardcore because I thought acting was like a sick job. So I was like, oh, I'm probably like 9 to 5. Probably have like really loads of food and that. Got on set, they were like self-catered. I was like, wait, I didn't bring any food. I was like, I'm gonna starve. What am I gonna do? It was freezing cold. My character had to wear heels, so I was wearing heels the entire day. Honestly, it was crazy.
So Natasha's in like a famous scene in the film while you're in the jacuzzi. What was it? Was it like doing that? Like, I mean, you must have been in the jacuzzi for ages, so I presume at some point the water was cold.
No, the jacuzzi was on. They kept it
all
on
the time?
for me, yeah. But I think so. Yeah, so the whole scene, the famous scene, what Steve's talking about, is like the scene where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet come up behind me, and I'm in the jacuzzi, and they spoiler. And they what's it called? They chloroform me, and then they put me on a road. They kind of like hog tie me, and they run over my head. So the why laughing at that, you know? They run over my head. Right.
Well, to be fair, it was like probably the most celebrated death in that film, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
I would say that was like the most one of the biggest scenes of the entire film. Like that was the scene that went viral. That's the scene that's been talked about. Like I was the viral jacuzzi girl. Like that was like, I'd say that's probably one of the biggest scenes of the entire film.
Yeah.
But so basically, we did the actual road scene the day before the jacuzzi scene. So I wasn't actually wet, so they had to keep putting like baby oil and wetting me and putting like water on me as well. And it was it was that cold that when you breathe, like when you go, you can see your breath. People had like coats on. Maria had like 2 coats on and a blanket around her, and she was recording it, shaking, going, "I'm freezing. I don't know what." And I was on the phone, just a bikini, soaking wet, like fake blood everywhere, tied as well on the road like this, and it's obviously like concrete. It was freezing cold, and obviously scenes take hours, you know what I mean? Especially a scene like that. So it took ages. It was freezing. Didn't
that scene get reshot? Did it?
It did.
So no,
but only a little bit of it got reshot. So up until all of the first bit they used, but then the bit where my eyeballs popped out, that bit, that was the reshoot, because they wanted it to be more graphic, I think. Right. Because it had gone so viral as well, they were like, we can't just have it where we don't see a head get run over and that's it. Right, okay. So they put a prosthetic on my head, and then they got a tire off of someone's car. And they had my ex-boyfriend and Scott, the producer, holding it and kind of like rolling it over my head. So like it was pressed against my hair, but it wasn't very heavy, but it was pressed. But I ended up having a bruise where like my head been against concrete like this. And I was like, yeah. But it's all worth it. But yeah, no, the jacuzzi was on. Probably because I was, but think
even when a jacuzzi's on and the lid's taken off, the temperature goes down automatically, you know, because of the.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. But it was still all right.
No, it was all right. It was hot, and like I kept putting the bubbles on between takes and that, which made it hotter. It felt hotter, but because the air, you know what I mean. Fair enough. And I was like swimming about in there and stuff, and then they'd be like action, but floating. But when they called, the only bit of that scene that was like really bad for me to do was the bit where I get out the hot tub and I'm like, hello, because it was freezing, and obviously I was already feeling unwell from the day before. So then when I was doing that scene, I was like, oh my god, it felt colder, probably because I just got out of the water as well, so I was like dripping wet, and I was like shaking like hello, you know what I mean? And then I got back in, and then they like muzzled me, don't they? So but yeah, so it was like the actual hot tub scene was bliss, but the road scene was really hard to do. That was like, and don't forget, that was my first ever movie. That was the first ever, like, I'm pretty sure that was my first ever day on set. My first ever day on the set of a movie, and I did that. No. So now, anytime someone could say, I'm going to chop your leg off, but we might accidentally like it might hurt, but it's not real. And I'd be like, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like now I'm so used to it. It's like easy now.
That's a good point, actually. I know most people probably know this, but films are never shot in the order the scenes are ordered in, if that makes sense. You could literally shoot the end of the movie on the first day.
Yeah.
Which took me getting some used to, because I remember the first film I did, I wanted to play the earlier parts of my characters, you know what I mean, and then die on the last day. But it didn't work out like that. But
I know. I like to do my death on the last day.
Yeah.
It's like the finale, isn't it?
It is, the finale.
Yeah, they don't work like that.
You get used to it. So, what's it like then? What's it like? Right. So you did Winnie the Pooh, and it did blow up, didn't it? Like big, and because it got loads of attention online, it ended up getting a cinema release, didn't it, all around the world. It's actually quite impressive. And off the back of that, you've had some experiences where you've gone to these film conventions, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's that like?
At first, it was like really strange, but now it's like super easy. And when I first went, I was like, the first time I ever did one, I was sat there and I brought my best friend Ben with me, and I was like, no one's gonna come and ask me for my autograph. Like, it's me. And then I was just sat there for ages, like feeling so awkward, because I was like, no one's gonna come, you know. And I felt that awkward, like, what if no one comes? Like, what if not even one person wants my autograph? And there's other people here as well. But on that day, my first ever time, I was like the best seller in the entire thing.
Really?
Out of all the other people that did autographs, I was like one of the best sellers,
No way.
And like people would come up to me and ask my autograph, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, nice to meet you," and I'm like, "Really? Okay, hello." Like I was just like, "Okay, fine." Yeah. And then I was like, "Sign it," and also I didn't know I'd sign my signature because I've not practiced it, so I was just signing my entire name and then going over it, which took ages. So then I ended up changing it, but obviously people now, if they've got my signature, they'll have 3 different types. They've changed it 3 times. I've got one that just goes Natasha Tosini and then with a line through it. I've got one that's just an N dot scribble, and then now I do a big long N and I write Natasha inside of it. Sorry about that.
Useful information. So that means if you've got one of the first 2 signatures, they're going to be worth a fortune in the future. Yeah, because you'll never sign like that again.
If you've got one that literally says Natasha Tosini with a little kiss on it and a scribble,
limited edition.
That is limited edition. That's one of the first ever signatures I've ever done, because I had no idea what I was doing. Sounds good.
I think we're pretty much covered acting, you know.
Of where?
So,
do you want me to ask you questions about your acting career?
You can do.
Oh, shall I?
Ask me any question you want whilst we're finishing off acting.
Right.
Actually, I've got one more for you about that. Well. Where have you been then? Where have you been to these film? What are they, like Comic-Con things?
Comic-Cons basically.
Where have you been to?
So I've been to loads of different cities in the UK. The only one I've been to abroad is Germany, but then obviously the Winnie the Pooh premiere was in Mexico. So I signed loads of stuff there, but it wasn't like classed as a Comic-Con. And I went to Amsterdam for a premiere as well, for Winnie, another premiere. I've been to like so many different cities, like Bournemouth, Hull. I'm going to Hull this month.
So there's loads of them then, these things.
They're all. I'm going to Stoke in 2 days to do
every
one.
time you go to one, is there a little stand for Winnie the Pooh? Is that what it is? Or is it for you?
So basically, I'll go there, and depending on, so in Stoke, I'm pretty sure there's like 2 other people from Winnie going. So there'll be me, and then there'll be, let's say it's Craig and Maria. There'll be me sat here.
Yeah.
And then there'll be Craig sat next to me on a different table, and then Maria sat next to him on a different table. So we'll have a table to ourselves, but from there to here.
Yeah.
But we will be sat like together, and so you can look down the row and like talk to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's just me, it will just be me on a table. They won't have like Winnie the Pooh. It will just be Natasha Tosini, Maria, Taylor, Craig, Dowsett. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. It's fun, like I said, Joe, because it's like you get to meet the fans, and I love doing that as well. I love, like, I know a lot of celebrities, and I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but like a lot of people who are famous or whatever will like not really put a lot of attention into like meeting people or like talking to friends and stuff. But I thrive on that, like talking to people who think I'm cool. You know what I mean? No, but it's crazy, isn't it? Because people actually think I'm like cool. I get messages off people now that are like maybe like 15, 16, and they're like, oh my God, you're my idol. Like when I'm feeling crap, I just look at your Instagram and I feel so much better. Like, and thanks so much for loving your fans and stuff. And I get messages like that all the time. And I'm like, wow, I actually have an influence in this world to do good. You know what I mean?
What was it like going to Germany compared to the UK? Like, what is any difference there? Or?
Oh, it's so crazy. Like in the UK, normally you just rock up and there'll be like a few people there, and then it will be like, it's not really busy, but you like everyone comes and they're like people from the type of area that you're from, you know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh, you're right. Yeah. Can I get one of those, please? Oh yeah, nice one. You know what I mean? And then they go, but in Germany, it was like Mexico again. Like there was loads of people there and they were all like crazy. Like some people are coming over shaking like, oh my God, can I get your autograph, please? Yeah, like literally like, really? Yeah, because they think you're the best thing in the world. No, you're there stood in front of them and they're like, they can't believe it. I had people that were like, people would pay for an autograph and then they'd pay for a picture and then they'd pay for a professional picture and then they'd pay for an autograph on the professional picture and they'd be like standing and talking to me and shaking and like, and people ask me for like messages for their mom and stuff. Like, can you do a video for my mom like, or for my daughter or, you know what I mean? Stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's pretty cool. And obviously in Germany, we had to have a translator because they speak German, we speak English. So we'd have a woman next to us and they'd talk to me and they'd be like, da-da-da-da-da, and I'd just be like,
that's funny actually, because if they've watched the dubbed version of you in German,
they probably just assume. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what's crazy in it. Like the dubbed voices don't sound like me. No. They don't sound like me doing Spanish or me doing German. No. I'd say my voice is more manly than the voices they put on there. They put right. Have you seen it? I've seen a few clips of my voice. Yeah. Right, feminine, like oh hello, and that, and I'm like yeah.
Okay. I think I've had some good voices. We were watching one the other night of a Spanish one that actually I looked all right. Actually, probably better.
Really?
With someone else playing as me. Anyway,
what one was that?
Oh, there's been quite a few, haven't there? Leprechaun. It was a Leprechaun film and Bloody Mary. We were looking at them too.
Oh yeah.
Ish.
Wow, I'm sharing that.
But they've done quite a lot, haven't they?
Have you seen Area 51?
No.
Scott's in that.
How come he was in it?
Yeah.
Just did someone not turn up? Or?
I don't know. I don't know why he was in it, but he was in it because for Christmas, I went to his Christmas meal. We did like a Christmas meal, all of us, and he gave it me as a gift.
Oh.
And he went, "I'm in that," and I went, "Oh yeah." I hadn't seen it yet. I've still got the DVD, but I hadn't seen it yet.
I think they filmed it in the same place as we've just been for Winnie too.
The
yeah.
I love how we both whispered that. Yeah, you have to be careful, don't you?
Okay, so last question. The last question about acting.
Right.
You find out that Winnie the Pooh is going to be like released at cinema, and you find out that the world premiere is in Mexico. And you went to Mexico, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like?
It was so crazy. It was proper, like, weirdest experience I've ever experienced in my entire life. When I first found out I was going to be in Mexico, I was like, well, I can't go to that. Come on, it's in Mexico. I'd never been abroad either. That was the first time I'd ever left the country or got on a plane. So I was like, I just assumed that, I can't go to that. And then when I seen everyone was going, I was like, shit, maybe I should actually go. And then I booked my flight that was like £800.
Just for the flight? Just
for the flight. And then I stayed in a room with two of the girls, Danielle Ronald and Maria Taylor. Danny and Maria. I started talking to them like they don't know who they are. I stayed with Maria and Danny. I can't remember how much that was, but obviously we split it 3 ways, so it wasn't bad. The hotel wasn't bad. But I was a bit worried. Like, I know it sounds dead bad, but it's just what you see in the media and stuff. Like, I was dead worried about like what it was going to be like when I got there, probably because I'd never been abroad as well. So I was like, I emailed the actual guy who was doing it, the guy who was holding the event, the owner of the cinema.
Yep.
What was his name? Geronimo. Isn't that was his name?
Really? No.
You'll have to cut that bit out when I laughed at that. Yeah, it was Geronimo. Anyway,
Yeah. Why? What did you ask him?
Right. So I messaged the owner of the thing called Geronimo.
Yeah.
I won't say his name this time.
All right.
Right. I messaged the owner of the company, and I can't remember his name. And I said, right, last time I'm doing this take now, for fuck's sake. Right, are we all composed?
Okay, yeah.
Right. Okay, right. Okay, I can do it.
Go on.
Okay, action. So I messaged the owner of the place and I said to him, like, I'm a bit concerned about what it's going to be like in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like, is there going to, because I've obviously in the media, you see like loads of kidnappings going on, lots of like violence and stuff. And also I Googled it to try and make myself feel better and it made it worse. Because I Googled it and I was like, where am I going? On Mexico City. And I Googled Mexico City and it was like, red alert, danger, don't go there. Highest thing for like kidnapping and human trafficking. I was like, shit, that's not made me feel any better. So I emailed him and I was like, hey, I really do want to go. I'm just inquiring about what, like, how far am I going to have to travel from when I get there to when I get to the place? And like, is there going to be any security or anything? Because like, I'm really concerned about being kidnapped. And he was like, hey, oh my God, so sorry to hear that. He was like, I completely understand why you feel like that. And I did say to him as well, like, I hope this doesn't come across offensively. And he was like, it is the media. It's nothing to do with you. Don't worry. He said, yeah, we're going to have like a car come and pick you up and drive you everywhere. So wherever you go, you're going to have security with you. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll be fine then. So then I got there and there were people waiting for me at the airport.
Right.
Yeah, like specifically for me. Like everyone else that I was with just walked on out normal. And I was just like, oh, Mexico, crazy. I wonder if I can swear here. Because every time I go to a new country, I'm like, can I swear? Because I know there's different rules. And then there was loads of people like, Natasha Tosini. And obviously I'm not media trained. And this is the first time anyone's ever like recognized me before. So I'm going, fucking hell, hello, you all right? Hello, you all right? Yeah. And then they're like, can we take a photo? Can you sign this? Can you sign this? And I'm like, yeah. So I've got like my vape and my phone and I put them on the ground. And the makeup artist, her name's Rebecca, she runs over and she's like, don't put your stuff on the ground, it's going to get stolen. I'm like, oh yeah, didn't even think about it. Because like when something like that is happening, you genuinely don't think about like, oh, I'm putting my phone on the ground. You're just like, oh, people want to take photos of me and it's crazy, yeah. Yeah. And also they drive on the other side of the road and they drive really scary. Like literally, it's like something I've never experienced before. There's no rules of the road.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward it.
Right.
So you turn up. You turn.
I love that you fast forward it because you knew I was about to go, and then I went to bed.
Then she took a shower. Then she put a no.
Right.
So you roll up.
Yeah.
And it looked like quite a big thing, actually.
It was. So,
what were your thoughts when you rolled up and the red carpet was there and all the fans were there and everything? Like?
Well, that's not exactly how it happened,
Did it
actually. No, but it was like that, but the red carpet was inside.
Right.
So when we got there really early, like really, really early in the morning because we were going to do that press junkets. So all of that was done in the same building. So we went and we did like press. So we all sat on a stage and we was all talking to like a lot of like literally a room of like reporters and stuff that were like taking photos and recording us and asking us questions and stuff to go on like the news and that. And then we did one-on-one interviews with more like famous reporters and stuff. You know when they had like the Winnie the Pooh background?
Yeah.
With them. And then that's when we went to the premiere after that in the same building. So I'm pretty sure we went back, we got changed, and then we got dropped off again. But like I said, because I'm trying to go like this in my brain. Because the red carpet was inside, when we got there, we had security like escort us in. And as soon as we got up the stairs, it was like the upstairs of the cinema, like bigger than this like apartment, obviously. It's the inside of it.
It's a big apartment.
This is a big apartment.
Huge.
This is a really big apartment, but it was bigger than this, right? The inside of this cinema. and it was packed. Like people got walking.
Go. Go on.
As big as the barn, obviously. As if it was a shack.
About 12 chairs. Oh no! How big was it? Was it?
It was really big. Honestly, it was really big. Like, you know when you go into that showcase, or like when you go into a big cinema.
The biggest one I've been in is probably Leicester Square Odeon. Obviously, it's not going to be that big, is it?
Well, no,
but it's still a good size.
It wasn't that big, but it's like the foyer was where before you go into the cinemas and you've got the actual bit where you buy the popcorn and whatever.
Yeah.
That was the bit where the red carpet was. So they had like a backdrop and they had a bit where we walked down and we had the carpet there and stuff. That's where it was like people couldn't walk. Like we obviously were on the other side of it, but the press were like, it was packed.
It did look packed.
Yeah, properly.
Was that all press or was the fans there as well or what?
I think there were fans there as well that got in, but they were like taking photos and stuff as well. Busy. A lot of like TikTok famous people in Mexico had gone there and like was going live and like recording it and stuff.
When you came out of that area, what was going on? But like with the other actors, like were they all going, "What the fuck just happened?" Or what was it? Were you expecting all that to happen?
To be honest, like I think I was quite chill about it compared to everyone else. Because everyone else was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy," and I was and I was just like, "Take good." Every time someone was taking a photo with me and I could see them, I'd be like, and everyone else was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy, isn't it?" Like, and also when I was on the carpet, we got asked to do interviews, so we'd come a bit off the carpet and stand and do interviews and stuff. And then I did with Jill, who played the therapist, and Rebecca, the makeup artist, SFX artist. I did I did it again, didn't I? Like, talking to them because they don't know who they are. I did a TV interview with them as well. I've forgotten what the question was. I've done that thing.
It was more of, were you surprised about the reaction?
Surprised?
Were you all expecting it to be, because it looked, like I said, it looked like a big thing.
It was
like
a massive
big
thing.
Premiere, wasn't it?
To be honest,
I wasn't. Loads of effort gone into it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was, but as the day was going on, I started to realize like, oh shit, this is gonna be quite big. You know, because people met me at the airport. I was like, okay, maybe it's a bit big here, and then people recognized me in the street. I was like, okay, this is in Mexico, people recognized me everywhere, and I was like, okay, this is quite big then. And then when we did them junkets, there were loads of press everywhere, and I was like, oh my god, this is huge, like.
I actually think it didn't want it like in the top 4 of films in Mexico for a bit. I'm sure it was. There's 3 mega huge films, and I think Winnie the Pooh was 4.
I mean, it was like something like that on won it like 3rd in the US in the box office, opening box office or something like that as well.
I don't remember, but
it went massive.
It did do well, didn't it? For such a low budget film.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Right, I've hogged you for ages, haven't I? Feel free to ask me anything if you want to ask me anything.
Right.
But we'll take a break in a minute actually. And then we'll just finish off with a few other funny questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I think then. Okay.
Or do you want to just ask me a question in a bit?
I'm trying to think of something to ask you, but I can't even think what.
Ask me in a minute. Right, we'll just pause it there a second.
We're pausing, guys, just letting you know. Go and have a coffee.
Oh, it's okay.